watch these guys sail around the race. Long oscillations means that you got to get on the lifted tack and sail fast. So these guys that were doing that and not getting squeezed off by somebody else had a chance to wait. Here's one boat with the yellow shirts. They're going to have to tack there. Just can't quite stay and live in that front row. And if you can be in that front row and just keep going until it becomes a little bit more obvious time to tack, you're going to be happier. Here's the gate rounding with the tall range marker in the background there. For this gate, looking at the screen, the left-hand side of the gate is actually upwind, and if you'd gone around that side, you're going to make a gain of about 3 or 4 boat lengths. So folks that did that were pretty happy. That also split them out. It got them out from underneath the fleet into the next left-hand shift that was coming up this leg. Always fun to watch the gates. There's always a lot of discussion and communication. People making friends with each other down there. You start to see some other boats go through. There's one guy who went right past the guy with the blue kite. This is the other fleet that just started. So race timing was a little bit tough on both fleets with all these new boats introduced right at that point. And suddenly there was all 81 or 82 J70s were on the race course at the same place. Now we got a little bit the opposite situation. We have some people coming down to finish and others that are turning around the gate and going upwind. So again, lots of action, lots of close quarters. And I think if you kept your air clear and you just kept the boat moving nicely, you could make some big gains here on the people around you. All right, back to normal speed here. Boats are going upwind. It was one of those days where you really had to look out in front of yourself and find those places to be in the lifted shift and the next little bit of breeze coming off the shore. Windward mark roundings were a little bit close occasionally. This one's really great. Love watching that. In fact, I love it so much, we're going to watch that again. This is just one of those situations that you see it happen and you're like, how could that possibly happen? You know, here's this guy. He's coming up here on starboard tack. He didn't come to our morning weather briefing where it said, be careful, later in the day the current's going to shift and you're going to end up struggling to lay the weather mark on starboard lay line. So there he was, struggling to lay, but there's a port tack boat coming in slightly overlaid who's thinking, maybe I can just get through here. And as he comes in, the mark is in the way, and boy, I don't know what sort of conversation these guys had, but if I was on that boat on the left, I think I might have aimed just a little higher, a little sooner, and made that guy do something different than this. But big turn, big 2 tacks for this boat, and they go around the mark. We don't know what happened next as far as any kind of protest. Would have been interesting. But here they go, and once again, boats coming in from your right on the screen are overlaid and on port tack, and they've got to watch out as they round this mark. Get up with the leaders as they all set kites and get going downwind. It was interesting that with the long oscillations that were happening today, it was important to get on one jibe that was going closer to the finish line pretty soon. And most of these boats needed to get over onto the opposite jibe from this. A lot of people overlaid the bottom end of the race course and lost distance because of it. Next thing you know, everybody jibes over and they're all on the opposite jibe here. They all start going there, and they all ended up overlaid. So here's another start now a little bit later on, once more under this one was under the U flag, which is a DSQ if you're over early, unless there's a general recall. And there were 2 boats that got caught on this start, right? Those 2 boats right in the center. They got caught OCS and ended up having to come back. But you can see that when the current changed, it pushed everybody up there towards the other end of the line, and the pin end was really quite open. As well, that current starting to move from the bottom of the screen to the top made the wind shift to the right a little bit, which made the boat end even more favored. So off they went. These guys hoping for a little bit of a left-hand shift over here, and right now, the guys on the right being pretty happy. Now this fairly good size right shift on this leg meant that everyone who could kept going straight, and if you were forced to tack to port, you were going to be going behind people. So you can see how that looks there. Anybody on the left-hand side was struggling right at this moment. Then it slowly starts to shift left up at the top, and the group that's out in front on the left side of the lead group starts to look a little happier. And we'll start, well, I think we'll see them throwing some tacks in here very shortly. Once you got up there towards the shore, the shifts got bigger and they got quicker. And a lot of times that left was good just at the very end of the racetrack. But how you got there was often from the middle or the right middle of the starting line. So here goes these guys all starting to tack out, go the other way, get themselves up to starboard tack lay line. Some of these guys getting a little greedy over there. Got to be careful you don't go past lay line and get overlaid. They're getting close. There's the big part of the fleet again. You can see how much the people that tacked early and went to the right, they lost out. These guys on the left-hand side, much happier on the top end of the race course. This is the lead pack now, all enjoying that final left-hand shift that they got. And again, the difference today, long, slow oscillations. They didn't happen quite as quickly until you got right to the top of the course compared to the previous couple of days. But nice close rounding at the top, everybody being pretty legal there. And another great close race for the J70 class. A couple guys jibing out right away. That was actually a good move. These guys gained by doing that. It was a pretty big right-hand shift that they all rounded in right at the end there. And these guys are kind of stuck going off the wrong way, so they're going to lose some distance. Fantastic stuff. You know, up front here, behind the desk, being quiet, trying not to, you know, gather attention, is a young gentleman named Keith Brash. Keith, you got to stand up here just for a second so everybody knows who you are. This is a guy that does all this drone video for us, and he is just fantastic what he does. It's not only the video, but editing it up so that it looks good for us and that we can use it for, you know, recalling what happened all day. Quantum Sales is the reason that this is able to happen, and we appreciate them supporting this for, I think this is the 4th year we've been doing this here at Charleston Race Week. And we hope you guys had a terrific experience here at Charleston. I know it's been one of the best in terms of weather this year, and you know, you just couldn't ask for more. Nice smooth water in here, beautiful breeze all week long, and great race committee action with lots of wonderful people to race against. So thank you for coming. I hope you all had a great time and it was very successful for you. For all of you in the crowd that are sponsors and supporters of the event, we all appreciate what you do for us and want to say thank you once again. Won't be long till the award starts happening, but right now we'll run back through this again in case you missed something. So again, my name's Ed Baird, and for Keith Brash and Quantum Sales, thank you so much for coming, and we'll see you next year here. Take care.